And great to have you along here as we enjoy and get your coverage here on TSB, Talk Sport Business. But one of the great things that you can get down to the Dubliners at the Meridien Conference Centre tomorrow afternoon at 2 o'clock is watch the live recording or the live broadcast of Hollywood Balls Live. Peter Redding is the man behind it and he's joining us on Talk 100.3. Good to have you on the show, Peter.
How are you?
It's good to have you on here. We're looking at football news. The news came out this morning that Lionel Messi, one of the all-time greats of the game, could possibly be calling an end to his his World Cup career here in Qatar. This wasn't unexpected, was it?
No, it's not. I think, given his age, he is the greatest. I mean, it's up for debate, isn't it? Is he the greatest of all time? He's in the top two, we know that. But yeah, given his age, it's probably going to be his last last World Cup. But you can never say never, given a player with his talent, could you?
No, definitely not. The talent is immense. And, if he keeps himself fit and if Argentina need him, maybe, there have been other sportsmen who have recalled their retirements or recalled their statements in the media and they've come back for the country, haven't they?
They have. It would take something special, I think, at 39 or 40 to play in a World Cup, but he's just the man that could do it. But it just goes to prove, though, how exciting the World Cup is, because you've got two of the greatest players currently, Lionel Messi and Ronaldo, and it's the holy grail for them. They've yet to win it.
True.
It is. And do you think that puts added pressure on someone like Ronaldo or Messi? Because we know that Messi, with his extraordinary career, it's the one trophy that's eluded him, taking Argentina to the World Cup finals.
Absolutely. You've hit the nail right on the head. I think it's great pressure because deep down, I think he's going to say that this is his last real chance, and the World Cup is the World Cup. And he said himself in his presser that he said that just because you're at that level doesn't mean you're necessarily going to win the World Cup, because anyone can win it. It's a one-off tournament. So I think it's the pressure's on him massively. And his country.
And how do you think it's going to go, the World Cup here? Because it's the first mid sort of season when it comes to European football season. Is that going to change the way players? Well, it's obviously changing the way they prepare. But do you think it will change the way they play because they won't have had ample time with their countries?
It's a good question, and I think that they probably will. I think what it will affect more is their domestic performance, because in the build up to the World Cup, you probably find that players, they wouldn't admit it, but they'd probably be more reluctant to go in for that 50-50 ball if their World Cup spot's up for grabs. You look at Kyle Walker at Manchester City, who looks like he's going to miss out. So I'd say that they're probably, everyone's geared for it now. Messi himself has said the nerves have already started. So if the greatest player on the planet's nervous, I'm sure everyone else is.
No, 100%. This all eyes would be on him. But at the same time, while there's no official statement that's come out from Cristiano Ronaldo, he's 37. I'm sure that this is something that would be running in his mind as well. Probably a last best chance.
He's got a Euros to his name, but he's also chasing Champions League glory domestically. But from a World Cup perspective, you're right. It's his last chance as well, definitely. So it's all built up for two of the greatest players on the planet. But, there's more than enough countries in this World Cup that could spoil their party.
Yeah, when it comes to ageing players, I know as an Australian fan, we had a player called Timmy Cahill who at 38, 39
legend.
He made his fourth World Cup. He was trying to be a player to score 4 goals in 4 World Cups. He didn't really get enough game time to have the opportunity. But still, if these players, I give him as an example, if Messi and Ronaldo wanted to be in and around the squad and be an impact player, it'd be a very brave coach of any of these nations not to pick them again in 4 years' time if they were fit.
100%, and who wouldn't have that? And as you say, on the periphery, who wouldn't have them in the squad just as a major boost to have that name and that character around the dressing room?
Yeah, no, he is exceptional. Despite this, who do you like at this early stage for the World Cup here in Qatar?
You know what? You guys are probably going to go, typical, go with the favourites. But I can't see past Brazil. I think Brazil have added serious dimension to their game, as well as, they're famed for being silky samba skills, but they've got a hardness to them now in the middle of the park as well. A lot of their players ply their trade in the Western game in Europe. I can't see past Brazil.
Well, they do take on Norway tonight, and they take on Norway tonight in women's football, because women's football is certainly growing. But as we look at the matches that are coming up this weekend, we'll look at the Premier League. I know you at Hollywood Balls Live are going to be having a bit of a chat before the big Chelsea. Is it the Wolverhampton game on the weekend?
Yeah, there's some huge games, not more. So Arsenal face Liverpool, Everton play Manchester United, two classic fixtures. Premier League, we'll be down at the Dubliners. The open invitations there, gents, as well, for you to come and join us whenever you want to. We've got Danny Guthrie, who I know you chatted to yesterday. He's on the soccer sofa this weekend, so we're looking forward to a packed sort of preview show ahead of the big Premier League weekend.
No, definitely. We would love to be around there, for one of these games. But tell me something, Peter. The impact of FIFA happening in our backyard. I mean, in Qatar. How is Dubai preparing for it? And if you could probably throw some light on yourself with the preparation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know what? You're right. You've phrased it right. It is the backyard, and I think Dubai is going to be an epicenter, a hub, if you will, for people that are travelling and going to Doha for the finals itself. But I think if you look at all of the World Cup and all of the villages and all of the preparation here in Dubai, I know that there's big plans at Dubliners and other places. So I think it's going to be an extremely exciting time for everyone in the GCC, and it's a great time of the year for Middle East sport. So can't wait for it.
Have you got any tickets to the games? Are you heading over to any of them?
I've got tickets for England, USA, and England, Wales.
Wow, the England-USA is going to be a sensational match. I was very fortunate enough to get to that blockbuster that is Australia and Tunisia. They were really hard to get tickets to. But it's going to be a sensational tournament. Peter Redding, you can see him if you want to get down to the Dubliners at the Meridien Dubai Hotel and Conference Centre. The Soccer Sofa is on tomorrow from 2 with Danny Guthrie in the lead-up to Chelsea versus Wolverhampton. Peter, thank you very much for joining us on Talk 100.3.
Pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Good to chat. So there he is discussing Argentina captain Lionel Messi. Said he's counting the days until the World Cup, and it could possibly be his last one. You think it would be, but then again, if he doesn't win and he's still in good form in 2-3 years' time, the pressure will be on him to maybe go around one more time. Yeah,
I mean, see, again, it's like you never know when to say this is it. You want to go ahead, you want to win that one big title, and by calling it a day already, Lionel Messi, what he has done is he's put excessive pressure on himself by saying, like, this possibly could be my last. So now in the back of the mind, he's thinking that, listen, it's my last, I need to make it big.
Yeah, but doesn't it also take then the pressure off himself and the teammates? Because if you come out and say, this is going to be my last, then it takes away that idea that every time you do a press conference or any part of the world's media, is it going to be your last? Is it going to be your last? They're always asking that question. So sometimes it's good to say, yes, it is. Now go away because we want to try and work on the game.
Which is a good way to look at it. That you've already said that this is my last. People may not come back, or if there are optimistic people like us who will say, listen, but what if you don't win? Maybe you can come back and play the next one as well. You're looking fit. You're looking good.
You never know what might happen. TSB Talk Sport Business on Talk 100.